Hey, I think everything is working. I think so. Got. Let's see if I've got my chat window up. How's my audio? All right, so that's super distracting. Um, let's put that up. Yeah. So here's what I want to do today. I got some time to burn, and I've been wanting to do something for a while. I have this MIDI controller that has been sitting around, and to make a long story short, I really wanted this damn thing, this Stream Deck. I really wanted to play with it a little bit. We're out at TwitchCon and went to the Elgato booth and was all hyped to buy one. I guess you can't buy things at conferences, which I don't really understand that. But anyway, I've been looking all over for them, and they seem to be out everywhere. So I kind of gave up and wanted, sure, it's going to be a shortcoming of what I really wanted it for, but what I wanted it for was just basically to control OBS. And many people have done this in various different ways, and I finally kind of looked at some things that I was doing and decided to throw this together and try to kind of waste your time and get it to work, and maybe you can help me out too. But I'm trying to have a little bit of fun with it. I have a AKAI LPD8. It is probably a few years old. They're about $50 now. What I liked about them, I think I originally got it was to use it to control a drum machine, and had a great deal of fun with it. Just put it basically away for a long time until I had a use for it. But I just wanted something. Now that I look at it, I'm like, well, I'd like to use those pads to control different things on my system. So the way to do that, though, is to trap them. It's actually a MIDI controller, is to actually trap what's coming in through each one of the taps and then convert those to keystrokes. So at the end of the day, that's all I'm trying to do is convert MIDI controller signals that come in over the controller and then map those to keyboard shortcuts. And then I want them to switch my scenes for me so that I can competently do that without messing around too much while I'm trying to control the stream and interact with the audience. So I'm going to probably screw this up a lot, but it should be fun to dive in. Just to segue into what I found was two pretty cool tools. I found this guy here, which is this Midi Monitor down here. All it does, I needed something to trap the signals, so I found something, and this was a pretty cool app. This is actually, this guy Kurt Rivas is actually an Apple developer, and threw these out there for us all to use, so I really appreciate it. This is what's going to basically tell me what signals are coming in when I tap on the pad, and we're going to trap those. The second one I found, which is a really slick app, it's called Midi Pipe, and I've seen a lot of streamers mention this, but I've never really been able to have time to figure it out, so I'm going to do it today. But I think I understand it, and want to kind of go through and see if I can get it to work. So I'm going to switch my scenes the old school way, and yeah. So here is the MIDI monitor, and you can see down here is my MIDI controller. Hopefully I got my cam set up right there, but what I wanted to do with this particular piece of software was, after I plugged in my LPD8, which is what this device is called, I want to be able to maybe tap on these and see the signals that are coming in. As you can see, it's kind of working. So I can, as I tap pad 2, 3, 4, this is kind of ass backwards for me. I don't know why 5's up here, but it is. You get that kind of ideas, and I'm trying to just, at the end of the day, trap data from the device. And I've done that using this MIDI monitor. The second one is called MIDI Pipe. And this guy is pretty slick in the way that it has a whole bunch of different tools that you can use, and it works procedurally over here in this window. So and what I mean by that is, as you add things, I'm going to say, here is my LPD8 input. I'm going to put that on top, because whatever comes in through that is going to go to the next level. So it's going to drop down to my next input, which is my second tool set. I was searching for something in here that I was like, well, how am I going to map it to a keyboard? A lot of this stuff was basically keyboard centric, as in playing musical keyboard and not for a laptop. But I did find, which is our all-out way to do anything, is this AppleScript trigger. So let's look at that. Basically, I just said, hey, it looks like it's got a custom callback in here that says, hey, the application pulls this function, run me, and then passes the message into it, and we can kind of, if the message equals 144, 60, or whatever, that we can do certain things. This is a pretty cool trick. It's trying to using telling the computer just to say something and run a command. So we're gonna kind of play with this to see what the different mappings are for our LPD8. So what I want to do is, let's get rid of just about all of this. This looks interesting. I think I'm going to get rid of all of that. Let's do just say item 1 of message and see if we can get it to work. Again, it's going to, as soon as I press the key, it's going to come through here, then map to here, and then do something via AppleScript on my Mac. It's not compiled. This is kind of weird. It doesn't compile until it gets an actual keystroke. So it was kind of odd to figure that out. But
144, 128.
All right. So though odd, what came in was it said the message, basically item 1 of the message that came in, and we'll do it again.
144.
But I couldn't see anything here that I was actually, matching what was said. So I did find, when I was looking at the actual example, which is here, looks like there was 3 messages. So I'm going to go ahead and play with this, get rid of this one. I'm going to say item 2 of the message, and then see what it says.
36, 36.
Okay, that looks a little more promising, because it's actually saying what I'm seeing coming in on the monitor, which is, now I can trap it. And I'll trap, let's see another one.
38. 38.
So that's unique. If you hear it,
36. 36.
So it looks like pad 1 is 36. So let's start doing some playing around. So pad 1, this one was 36, 36. And if you remember what I wanted to do, I wanted to switch scenes. It looks like I've got 3 in this stream right now on OBS. So I want to be able to switch between 3 scenes depending on which pad. So I'm going to say that, pad 1 is the intro scene, 2 is my countdown scene, and 3 is my working scene, is the 3 that I have. So I'm going to try to trap pad 1, 2, and 3. So just to this out, and then I'm going to say, let's find out what pad 2 is.
37.
This one's 37. And if I was a betting man, what would pad 3 be?
38.
Yeah.
38.
Okay, so now what? So that's really brilliant. We've captured what's coming in. We can now, they look unique. There's something we can do with each pad event where it's unique. This is kind of a hard one. So instead of saying it, let's do something real. So I went out on Stack Overflow and I found ways to kind of do something with it. So what I'm going to do is, this one here I'm going to map to Control Z, which is a keyboard shortcut. This one here I'm going to map to Control X, I guess. And then this one's going to be Control C. So those are all shortcuts that we'll deal with in OBS here in a minute. So let's see if we can add a conditional in here. So if, let's say if item 2, oops, I got caps on. If item 2 of message equals 36, right? Then we're going to, what are we going to do? Let's just say pad 1 for now. right? And that's a end if. Let's just test that. See how we do. So
36, pad 1, 36, pad 1.
all right, so we can stop with saying item 2 because that's irrelevant now as we're stepping through this process. So
pad 1, pad 1.
all right, so we got that. Let's do a little cut and paste, or let's not do a cut and paste yet because we got some more things to do. So we got our conditional, and now we want to do something. So what we want to send now is tell. I think AppleScript is like tell application. For global stuff, it's system events, and then it's keystroke. What did I say? Z using control down. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and stub the rest of the stuff in with my conditionals. So here's my code block. Here's my third code block. So this one here is if it's 38. I'm gonna control, what did I say? C. And this one is 37. 37, what was I gonna do? Control X. So I'm not saying anything this time, but I am going to go ahead and execute it. Oh, I got an error. So what's my error in my conditional? If application, oh, I don't have any, what are those called? Entels. Hey, compiled. I don't know if you can hear that. That's my control key going absolutely nowhere. So get the gist of what's going on. I'll clear this. This is going to be tricky. I don't really know how to do this with any amount of success. But what I'll do is I'll disable my camera. I'm going to bring in OBS. Actually, why don't I just do this? Why don't I just go to the prefs of OBS. And I bring these over here. So here's my preferences. If you remember, I had a countdown window. So I'm going to make this one control. What the hell was this one? Control Z. Control Z. I'm going to make my intro scene. That is control. Shit. Memory is super bad. Control X. And this was control C, I believe. Control C. So in the prefs here, I'm just mapping hotkeys. So this one's my countdown screen. This one here is my intro screen. And then this one here is my working scene that you're kind of looking at right now. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to keep this over here. And then this should, when I hit keypad 1, make you so nauseous by flipping. So I really can't see it yet, but it looks like it's working. So there's 3. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'll put this on my intro screen, and then I'll do it. So when I touch 1, when I touch this one, I go to 2. When I touch this one, I go to 3. That's it. Not amazing, but sort of fun. I can do a lot more. I mean, there's a lot more bells and whistles on this damn thing. I got 4 more pads, and if you take a look at the preferences and the things that you can automate, I can do it on the cheap. It's no Stream Deck, but it will do the trick. So anyway, thanks. Let me see if anybody's out here. Anybody out here? Nobody here.